That was an incredibly busy morning. I remember it vividly. And I was trying to head to a lunch meeting. So the receptionist came, asked for me, and said there was a Jason Jones here for you. There was something that strongly told me to stop, take a moment, and go see and meet with this man and see what he wanted. And he says, hey, I'm Jason Jones, and very meek, very mild, very soft-spoken, like he was carrying a big weight.
We were driving down the road, and we were in the left lane, and another vehicle was in the right lane, and he sped up and just stared at us, sped up, and purposely ran us off the road into the guardrail, and the guardrail cut the whole left side of the car off.
He said his son had lost his arm. He paused many times telling me the story, and I could feel his pain just in trying to communicate what happened.
It was just, really depressed, the whole situation, things going on, and just seeing him every day, really not smiling, just, kind of dealing with everything. And I was just driving down the road one day, and I was thinking about wrapping, cars and stuff, and then all of a sudden I thought, hey, I bet he'd get really excited if I did the Winter Soldier on it. That may really make him smile. And I said, man, I don't know if y'all have ever done this, but here's what I got.
My head swirled. I said, of course, no, we have not. I said, before I say no, let me talk to the team and see.
We all kind of individually started saying, yeah, I want to participate in this. I want to put in financially for this.
Doing it for them just seemed like the right thing to do.
When I was a kid, superheroes were my thing.
We all wanted to do this project, but it was ultimately up to the owners on whether we took this on or not.
Lewis, the owner, was like, no, all right, Rebel's taking care of this.
Yeah, they absolutely owned it, and it was fantastic.
The whole project was brand new to us.
It wasn't a question of if we were going to do it, it was a question of how we were going to do it.
But we've never really pushed it to that far of a limit, I think.
I mean, the arm itself was an incredible challenge.
We took some vinyl wrap and we wrapped the arm and then cut a center mark out of it and then splayed that out on a piece of substrate. And what that allowed us to do is create a template.
We had to think about how that design was going to work with installation so that it was functional.
We got a lot of the hard set lines for his forearm, came from the comic book and from the movie as well. There's a lot of intricate line work that's done there. So essentially we use Photoshop for the textures and overlays, imported in PNG into Illustrator. We essentially make a cut line that is usable for the router.
I was the one who designed all the stickers, the magnets for him that he could give out to his friends.
Well, I didn't want to bring my arm to school until I got the graphics on to show my friends. And they're like, when are you going to bring it to school? I was like, I'm just going to wait for the graphics.
He told us that they were going on this Kid Craddock trip to Disney.
They have a thing called Kids. And every year they choose 50 families across the United States to go to Disney. All expense paid, trip to Disney. So he got selected as one of the 50 families.
And they were leaving Wednesday evening.
We're going to be around all those other families that's going to be on the trip. And Kid, and I can show Kid Craddock and stuff.
Talked to the team and said we got to make this happen for him before he goes, so he can show it off. And we know it would just really be the icing on the cake of this trip that he was going on. I blocked out how much he told me this arm costs, but it was upwards in the hundreds of thousands.
That was something we were nervous about doing. We've never done something that complex.
But I had to block that out or else it would have just freaked me out. That when you're manipulating it and, cutting with a razor blade around this wire that, you're sure powers everything, yeah, you can't think about that.
Trying to decide where we needed to make relief cuts.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Yep, go ahead and cut that, move that there. Thankfully, with all the forethought that our graphic designers put together, it worked out seamlessly.
When we saw him come in, he was nervous, and so was everybody else.
I had butterflies waiting for him to see it and get it.
He was overjoyed and blown away. It was really good to see.
I think that it really turned out really well, looks really great. I think that everything really came together for Caleb and the Jones family.
When we finally got it on him and locked in, and you could see he was testing the hand, and that was just really cool.
It's a good feeling to know that you're helping somebody.
He was extremely, extremely happy.
To finally be done and to have everything all wrapped up was a really cool experience.
So many times it's easy for somebody just to shut you out, just to say, oh, we don't do that, have a nice day. And They accepted me from day one, and it was, you know, like family. And it's just been a blessing.
That was pretty incredible for us to see how someone can go through that, and then we go through our minuscule setbacks and complaints of the day. It'll put things in perspective for you.
It's really awesome for what they did for me. And just to have my arm like a Winter Soldier is just the best thing ever.
I always instill in my two boys that you're going to be scared of things, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to be brave and just face it. I don't think this boy had to be taught that once. I think it's just in him. He's a warrior.